Hey guys, this is Hein and today I will teach you how to properly practice Megaminx so that you can improve as fast as possible. I personally use all these methods. The tips that I will give you are in no particular order and all of them will help a lot. So let's start. Slow solving. This is one of the most important things to practice to improve, but it is often neglected because you aren't getting any time, so it doesn't give you that dopamine hit. You can practice this anywhere you want. Just grab your cube and slowly start to solve. I always use this practice method about 10 minutes before I start a big practice session because this will give you the baseline efficiency that you need. No matter how fast you turn, without efficiency you won't get good times. You don't have to sit for hours doing slow solves, but whenever you want to find new FTL solutions, new block building techniques, or even just become more efficient, do this practice method. Determine what you should practice. This isn't really a practice method, but it will help you to know what you have to work on. Create a new Megaminx session on CS Timer and set the timer multi-phase to 4. This will divide your times into 4 sections. You have to use your keyboard here because after you are done with each step, you will have to tap the spacebar. So after you are done with FTL, press the spacebar. After you are done with STL, press the spacebar. And after you are done with second last side, press the spacebar. And lastly, when you're done with the solve, press the spacebar. After about 50 solves, you will have a good estimate on how long you take for each step. And from here on, you will be able to decide what specific part you should practice more. My splits are usually 14, 19, 4, 8. You're going to have to make a new Megaminx session like this. And from here on, you're going to have to go to settings. You're going to go to timer. And then first of all, change typing here, the times you type in, to timer. And then as you can see here, multi-phase, 1 to 10, change that to 4. And what this will do is this will divide now all your times into 4 sections. And you're going to have to use a keyboard for this. So let's say for instance, I'm just going to quickly show you. I'm going to start now. Okay, I'm done with the first section. I'll continue, I'm done with the second session. I'm done with the third session and I'm done with the fourth session. And then it will divide it into these 4 splits right here. And then you'll be able to determine how good you are on each step and what steps you have to work on more than others. Focused practice, last layer. I would first recommend this type of practice after you are comfortable with FTL and STL, since they bring way more improvement than last layer. So if you average 3 minutes, then you won't have to worry about this, but if you are, let's say, sub 50, then it will help a lot. There are many different ways to practice last layer, but I mostly use 3 methods. The first method is to practice a group of PLL or OLA algorithms. So let's say for instance I want to practice all the J cases. Then I'll go through each J case one at a time. Now for Megaminx PLL there are 6 J cases. So just like this, you go through them all one at a time and then copy that over and over until you are comfortable with the group. The second method is the most fun method to do, and what you do is you repeat the algorithm until the cube is solved. You're going to have to do this for every algorithm or just the algorithms you struggle with, because this will help you turn faster with the algorithm. It doesn't help with recognition though. So let's say for instance I want to work on my T-perm. Then you have to do the T-perm over and over until the cube is solved, and it takes 3 times for the T-perm specifically now to be solved. Some algorithms take more and some algorithms take less, but repeat this sequence of 3 times until you are happy with it. So you can do it 4 times, 5 times, however long you like, until you are tired. This is all up to you. So you have to repeat that over and over. And I would recommend about between 10 and 20 times. That is usually a good start. And yeah, you can do this whenever you want, and it's just to help you set in the finger tricks that you need for fast execution. The last and most effective method is a subset on CS Timer called last slot and last layer. So here you will find the last slot plus last layer by clicking this left box here and scrolling down all the way to Megaminx subsets, and then clicking this box here and selecting last slot plus last layer. So what this will do is this will basically give you a scramble where you can do it and then it will give you last layer. So hold your second last side to your right side, so minus light blue, hold to the right side and do the scramble. And what should be left is one last pair and your last layer. So quickly solve that last pair, and now you can proceed to do your last layer. So let me show you. So there you go. Then just type in your time, and like this, just practice your last layer. Getting help from more experienced Megaminx solvers. There are many different ways to do this. You can, for instance, watch a Megaminx walkthrough solve and then force it into your solves. You can also look at solve reconstructions and see what they do better than what you previously did. The best way to force these new habits into your solves is to first of all spam them over and over, and then secondly to use them in your slow solve so that you can get comfortable with them and know when to use them. Just going to show you exactly how you're going to force these things into your solves, because when you learn something new, you won't always be able to immediately put it into your normal solves, because in the normal solves you don't want to think. So whenever you get something that you didn't know, then you will have to think and you will waste time. So the way you do this is you, let's say for instance you learned how to do this specific edge piece, how to insert it like this, and you didn't know how to do it before. So now what you're going to have to do is you're going to do slow solves, and whenever you see this specific case, then you're going to have to force yourself to do it, because now you have time to think, and then you get used to it, and after a while you'll be able to use this in your normal solves. Just remember that you should always go for quality solves over PBs, because you can always break a PB in the future, but only if your solves improve in quality. Focus, practice, star. This method is also helpful with any other cube. Add a new session to your CS timer with just normal Megaminx. Now you're going to scramble your cube, inspect it, and then close your eyes and solve as much as possible. You can only type integers because that's how you're going to keep track of how much you did. A star and corner is worth 1 point, and an F to L pair is worth 2 points. Now use this to grade on how much you can do in inspection. So let me just quickly show you guys examples. So first of all, scramble the cube. After you're done scrambling, you're going to have to inspect. So I'm quickly going to inspect. Okay, so now you're going to close your eyes and you're going to do the solve. And let's say now I was done here. So now here I did 3 star pieces. And now I'm going to type in 300 to show I did 3 star pieces or 3 points. Remember, a star piece 1 point, corner 1 point, and F to L pair 2 points. And then you're going to practice it like this. And then you can solve the cube and continue. Focus, practice, second last side. This is the same as the last layer practice method. Open CS timer and make a new session with the Megaminx subset called To Generator RU. So again, make a new Megaminx session. Again, Megaminx subset, like I showed you previously, the Megaminx subset. But this time, instead of it being the last slot, you do the To Generator RU. And again, you're going to do it the same way, where you hold your second last side to your right side, and then do the scramble. These scrambles are a little bit shorter than the last slot ones, but still really long scrambles. Now what you're going to do is you're going to inspect the cube, and then start the timer, and then finish once you're done with the second last side. So let me show you. So there you go, 4.48 average time. So you're going to stop once you're done with the second last side, and you continue this, solve the cube now and scramble again, and so on. You get what I mean. If you practice this enough, you will have an easy switch from second last side to last layer. You could also do focus practice for S to L or S to L, but I personally do not do this since you're already practicing F to L and S to L on your normal solves. Practice solving. You can't improve in any cube without doing normal practice. At the end of the day, this will have the biggest impact on all your solves, but don't use that as an excuse not to use the other methods. There's not much more to say because this is just normal practice that cubers spend most of the time on. The only thing that I can add is that you shouldn't overdo it. If you have 3 hours to practice, then divide it into sessions into 45 minutes of practice and 15 minutes of resting. At the end of the day, you don't want to tire or even damage your hands, so just be careful not to go extreme. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you to improve quicker. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. This has been Hein. Peace.